Hi, you guys. Happy Monday. No makeup Monday. Happy Monday. How is everybody? How are you guys today? Uh, how was your weekend? What's going on? Tell me that you're here. I'm trying to get comfortable. Um, it's Monday. The sun is out. I have my sunglasses still on my head. I forgot to take them off. Uh, it's really windy here today, and Jackie pinged me earlier, and she was like, "You guys getting a blizzard?" I was like, no, we had snow last week. Certainly we're not getting snow again. I don't think we are. Will said no. Maybe rain. Um, so it's Valentine's Eve. Hello, my cousin. Congratulations on your new house. Hello, Miss Lynn. How are you? I love when people join me. Um, so it's Valentine's Eve. I wanted to talk about love stuff, but I'm not talking about love stuff because there's a conversation I've been tossing over in my head all weekend. So our kids are celebrating 100 days of school, and the little ones have to make um, T-shirts with 100 things on them to represent their 100 days of school. So on Saturday, it was cold out and crappy out, and I think the sun was out, but the kids, didn't really want to do anything. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna go to Michael's and we're gonna get stuff for Elias. He needs Valentines because the little ones also do their Valentines to their classes and all that stuff. So it was a family outing to Michael's. And if you know me in real life, you know that I don't like to shop with my family. They make me crazy and I lose focus when they're around because if I have a list of things that I need to get done, and even if that list is just in my head and it's not on a piece of paper, I still will inevitably miss something because somebody's arguing, someone's hanging on me, someone's not listening, someone is drawing my attention to someplace else. And I'll walk out of the store without see feathers. We did dinosaurs. Um, Will wanted to do feathers actually, and I was like, no, after the Thanksgiving feather turkey, I'm not doing that again. Um, so we go to Michael's, all of us. And of course, Wyatt already didn't want to go because he's 11 going on 24 and he acts like, a cool teenager. So he's like, why do I have to go? I can just stay home by myself. I just want to play on my iPad, like all the usual stuff, right? So Will was like, no, we're all going. Everybody get in the car. We'll be gone for maybe an hour. So everybody gets in the car. Wyatt already has an attitude. Now they're Pokemon hunting on the way, so that kind of helped. But okay, fine. We go to Michael's. The boys are doing their thing. We're getting what we need. We leave Michael's, and now we get in the car, and I was driving. And Elias has just learned how to buckle his own seatbelt into his own little seatbelt thing. And he was having a hard time doing it. And so I looked back at Wyatt and I said, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you help him? And he was like, he can do it himself with an attitude. And I was like, okay, there's somebody waiting to get into our spot that we're pulling out of this busy parking lot. Can you just please help him? Why? What do I need to help him for? Just move the thing. Now he's being all crappy and, 11-year-oldish. So he does it again. And I lost my shit. So then I said to him, I was like, why can't you help him? And he's like, I'm helping him. And he made some nasty comment. And but I had to yell at him. And I was like, why can't you listen to me? Why can't you just say, hey mom, no problem? How come I always get lip? I don't understand why for a simple little thing like clicking the seatbelt thing into the holder. So then he keeps going. And I was like, okay, now I hate your guts. So give me your phone. And you're not going to be on your phone. You're not going to be on your iPad. You're not going to be on this because now you're being shitty to me. And I'm not having it. Like, I don't deserve you to be a jerk to me. So no, I asked you to do something. Not once, not twice. We made it to the third time and you still hadn't done it without an attitude. Then you got mouthy with me. I thought Will was the Darth Vader voice came out, which very rarely comes out. I think I've only used it a handful of times in the combined years that my children have been alive. but it came out, and you could tell, like my blood pressure rose. Will was like, "Oh my God, Wyatt, why are you doing this to us? Like we're all gonna pay for this," which is not really the case, but it kind of is. So we get home, and now he's moping because I have his computer, I have his iPad, I have his phone, I have all the stuff, and he's not allowed to do anything. And he doesn't understand why. So he comes over to me later and he said, "Well, can I have my iPad now?" And I said, "You're not getting an iPad or anything until I get an apology." And he couldn't figure out why I was asking for that. So I said, "Let me explain something to you. It's like when you ask me to do something, when do I ever tell you no? Mom, can you get me some cereal? Mom, can I have some juice? Mom, can this? Mom, can that? Mom, mama, 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 mama. When do I ever say no to you?" And he couldn't answer that because the answer is basically never. Like he came out with, "Well, you said no, I couldn't get a new Wii game when we were at Michael's." And I was like, "We weren't at Michael's for a Wii game, and it was just Christmas. You just got new Wii games. Like, no, what are you, nuts?" We don't like it. No, like, stop. So that was a moot point. And I said, "Here's the thing. We had a whole conversation this morning about consideration because I'm trying to instill in you children the importance of going out of your way to be kind to others and to do nice things for others. And you know who that includes? It includes your parents. It includes your mother and your father. And so if you're getting up to go to the kitchen to get something for yourself, the kind thing to do, like Daddy and I will often do, is say, see, um, can I get you anything? Does anybody need anything? Does anybody want anything?" It's the nice thing to do. So I'm trying to teach you to do that. And by you resisting every time, it's not helping your situation, if you know what I mean. And so he was like, "But I did it. I ended up, latching Elias in, and it was fine." I said, "Yeah, but you ended up latching him in after I had to lose my mind in order for that to happen. And then you got mouthy with me. So I need an apology for the way you treated me and for not listening. Those are the two reasons. And if I'm not going to get it, then you're not going to get what you want." So that's how this rolls. He moped around the house for another hour or so. We had dinner, and then we turned on a movie, and we watched Eddie the Eagle. Oh my God. If you haven't watched Eddie the Eagle, it's our first time watching it. What a good movie. Um, Heartwarming and uplifting and motivating, and it's a good family movie. So we started watching that, and he was like, "I'm not watching it." My competitive sports doing child decided he doesn't want to watch a movie about a guy who wanted to do competitive uh, ski jumping in the Olympics. And I'm like, seriously, I mean, now you're just being a jerk. And if you're going to be, that's fine. Go inside and read your book. It is what it is. We popped popcorn. We're all hanging out on the couch. We're having a nice family evening, and you don't want to participate. Entirely up to you. So he's laying on our bed, which is next to the living room. Our bedroom is next to our living room, and you can hear the TV. So we're laughing in the living room, and we're reacting to the movie. And now he's standing in the doorway, and he's watching with his arms folded. And then he grabs the beanbag and pulls it over to the chair and slowly makes his way into the family viewing time. And it was fine. He stayed the whole time. He ate popcorn. Elias fell asleep, but he ended up having a fever. And, at the end of the movie, he was like, "Wow, that was a really good movie." And Will was like, "I don't understand why you have to put up such a resistance. And I want you to think about it, when you go to bed or tomorrow or whatever." And Wyatt is like my anxiety. He doesn't have anxiety, but he worries about stuff. So I was kissing them to bed. I was kissing them before bed, and I carried Elias into his bed, and I said goodnight to Wyatt, and he apologized. And I said, "Listen, I'm not interested in punishing you. Like that wasn't the goal for the day. In fact, it was the furthest thing from my mind." but you have to understand that rules are in place for a reason. When we ask you to do something, it's not because we're wanting to hinder you. It's because we need your help, or we're trying to help you, or we're trying to keep you safe. One of those three things is pretty much all it's ever going to be. And if you stop before you react, and I know it's hard to do, especially at this age, because a lot of stuff is going on in your head and your body. Everything's all trying to come together, and it's taking a little while to get there. I understand. I know. But if you just bite your tongue, I might be pissing you off, but bite your tongue for a second and listen to what I'm saying. Because I'm not doing it to make you aggravated. I'm doing it to expedite like I did that yesterday, to expedite our leaving to get home. So we could all move on to the next thing, making the t-shirt, writing out the Valentine's cards, whatever it is we were doing next. And he understood and he got it. And yesterday everybody was fine and we all got along, and Elias had a fever. So he laid on the couch and milked it for what it was worth. And he made his Valentine cards and stuff. But, at this stage of the game with the 11-year-old, I know that these conversations are going to be happening more frequently. And I'm trying, Will and I are both trying to head it off at the pass. We are, trying to explain why. We are having, in-depth real life conversations with them about why this and how come that, and this is because, and giving them, real answers and real situations and scenarios to walk through. And, oh, when I was a kid, I got in trouble for this, so you might not want to do that, or whatever. So I think that keeping, I know that keeping an open dialogue with your children is extremely important. And I know that, hi, Carrie, how's Texas? I'm so sad that I'm not there. I can't wait for next month. I'm counting the minutes. So, I feel like the communication thing has to happen, and it has to be open-ended. And even if you're breaking their hearts, those little 11-year-old hearts, for a few minutes or a few hours, kids they have to learn their lesson, and they have to know, what you mean business. And the other most important thing is you have to stick to it. You have to, whatever you say, whatever consequence that you are deeming to be effective for that crime that has just been committed by your child, whatever it is, like Wyatt talked back to me and I said, hand me that phone. Because that was the one thing that he wanted to do on the way home in the car, was play on that phone and catch Pokemons. No effing way, dude. You just got nasty to your mother. Hand me that phone, and you're not getting it back until I get an apology. So make the crime, make the punishment be associated with the crime, and just keep at it. Like, I feel like that's the best thing I have to say about this. It's just be consistent and make sure that your message is consistent to your children, especially when you're trying to resolve the argument and you're trying to move on to the next thing. Don't harbor resentment. Like, it's over. You resolved it. The apology happened. Don't ever bring it up again. Like, that's it. You're done. Don't be one of those parents who's like, well, remember when you said this 2 years ago and you made me so mad? No, it's over. It's done. It's in the past. Don't dwell and don't hold grudges, because that's the worst. And then you're teaching your children that it's okay to do that. And, eventually they'll do that with their friends and with, people that they, want to spend a lot of time with, and it's unproductive. Those are my tips for having to deal with your nasty tweenager on a Saturday afternoon. I highly don't recommend it. It's no fun for anybody. It is Valentine's Eve, everybody. And if you're in the Why Am I Yelling Facebook group, there is another prompt. We're talking about honeymoons today. For the last 2 weeks, for those of you who don't know, we've been doing prompts we're doing a challenge, and it's a love challenge. And so starting last Monday, we did like a question prompt for everybody in the community, and we talked about your best date, your worst date, where you got married, how you got engaged, all that stuff. Today is honeymoon day. Um, Tomorrow is something about Valentine's Day. I don't know. So get in there and interact with the group. You don't have to be a parent to be in there. We have a lot of non-parents, adults. We're talking about relationships in there a lot. We talk about, uh, there's a lot of good sharing that happens in there. So we'd love for you to join us. It's the Why Am I Yelling Facebook group on Facebook, of course. And that's it. It's Monday. I'm going to go maybe find some Valentines for my children and my husband. And I hope you guys all have a great afternoon. And it's sun shining where you are because the sun's finally out in New York. It's melting the snow. There's no more snow on the sidewalks. It lasted 3 days. It's my favorite kind of snow. Okay, love you guys, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for Valentine's Day. Mwah. Bye.